Hello everyone. Today morning we got Anthropology paper 1 from Union Public Service Commission. So in this Anthropology paper 1, everyone mixed responses are coming. Some students are telling it is hard, some students are telling this is easy, but I had my own opinion. With my experience of 10 years, I am telling you that yes, there are googly balls like Natufian culture, secular trend in human growth. Yes, there are a couple of questions, 2-3 questions are there which are googly balls 100%. But remember that we can eliminate from the choice. Only one problem was been there, that is Natufian culture. Apart from Natufian culture, there is no such question which we cannot eliminate. We can eliminate it. So there is only problem with one question, which is Natufian culture, which is something which is very rare, but it is current affair of June 2020. It was in news. It was in news in June 2020, because of which UPSC asked this question, Natufian culture 2020 in 2020 question paper. So now I want to quickly discuss it, the question paper, and I will go to the PPT as well. I made the explanation for each and every answer. I will go into it. So come with me. So very quickly we will go. Section A, Section B. 4 questions are there. 4 questions are there. First and fifth is compulsory. 5 into 10, 50 marks. 5 into 10, 50 marks. From this 3, if you choose 2, you have to. From this 3, you have to choose 1. From this 3, if you choose 2, you have to choose 1. So overall 5 into 50, 250 marks. But 1 and 5 is compulsory questions, no choice. So compulsory in any cost you have to attempt it. So first question was about write notes on the following about 150 words each. Natufian culture, 150 words. Natufian culture, 150 words. So this Natufian culture was in news in the month of June 2020, because of which UPSC asked this question. This is Epipaleolithic culture, which is between 20,000 BC and 10,000 BC. What is Epipaleolithic means? After Upper Paleolithic and between the Neo-Paleolithic, there is some particular point of period called as Epipaleolithic, which is also synchronization with the Mesolithic age. That particular time period is this Natufian culture, in between Upper Paleolithic and Neolithic. The famous thing, the popular thing with respect to Natufian culture is sedentary life started from this particular culture, the anthropologist believes. Sedentary hunting gathering populations are living in this particular culture. Where is this geographically located? Geographical location is Syria, Israel, Jordan. And the time period is from 20,000 BC to 10,000 BC. And the economic subsistence is hunting gathering. The stone tools were being, bone tools evidences were found with stone as well. Simple forms of house constructions were been there. To the point you have to mention this particular answer. So Natufian culture in the west, in the far east, it is located in the parts of Syria, Israel, etc. So these are the major points with respect to Natufian culture you have to write. And the second question is Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. Very easy question. You know, any student who come near me, yes, you ask any of the students, first and the foremost book which I recommend them, ask anyone randomly, I will tell Ember and Ember. I will tell Ember and Ember. You cannot go with any of the question without recommending Ember and Ember. Ember and Ember is very, very important book. Sapir-Whorf, directly it is there. About Jane Goodall, directly it is there. And in my own book which I authored, in which also we all covered these points. So Sapir-Whorf. According to Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, language influences and shapes the cultural reality by limiting our thought process. Simple example, Sapir-Whorf simple example, sexist remarks or sexist language. When I am talking to a man, my language will be different. When I am talking with a woman, the language will be different. So culture will influence the language is a major principle behind this, which is called as linguistic relativity. Means language will be changing, relatively it will be changing. That is the main hypothesis given by this particular person called as Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. That's it. Directly you have to mention, and this is the previous question. This is a previous question, highly emphasized question by me, and this is very important question. It is there in all my value added content which I have provided to my students. Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. Number 3, mainly for the test series students, I gave this in value added content. Third, human rights and culture relativism, my explanation. Culture relativism, Franz Boas. One culture should not be compared with another culture. Every culture is unique in its own culture. Expected question. In almost all my tests which I conducted, this question is there. Human rights violation because of cultural relativism, human rights and cultural relativism. So because sometimes if I don't bother about another culture, because their culture is unique, my culture is unique, means indirectly I am promoting human rights violation. For example, if the Rohingya Muslims were being killed by the Rakhine Buddhists, if government of India keep quiet, saying that that is their country, that is their culture, they will be doing the same. Dawoodi Bohras of Shia community of Jammu and Kashmir, they will go for female genital mutilation. If I feel that that is their culture, let them continue, means violation of human rights. That is the answer about. So in this format you have to write what is cultural relativism, who gave the concept, what is the principle of the cultural relativism, and how cultural relativism is respect to human rights. Two things, positive and negative, not only negative, positive also. Sometimes I will not compare them because their culture is unique. So because of which there will not be any comparison, because of no comparison, there will not be any superior and inferiority. Comparisons will not be there because of cultural relativism. Why? Because I believe in every culture is unique. So both there is a violation of human rights, there is a protection of human rights as well because of cultural relativism. Conclusion is, however, cultural relativism is inclusive concept. D. Victor Turner and liminality. Very easy, liminality. Victor Turner is a person who discussed about liminality. What he want to tell, just a simple explanation I will tell you. Pre-liminality, liminality, post-liminality means it might be rites of passage, it might be rituals, it might be custom, it might be practice. Before doing, how I am. At the time of doing, how I will be. After doing, what is my stage, what is my status. So before doing this particular ritual, what was my status? After doing this ritual, how is my status? For example, in our family we will tell, you do this particular thing, you do this particular ritual, your life will be like this. So liminality means when you are performing the rites and after rites. Victor Turner is a person who discussed about this liminality concept. Yes, it's all surrounds around this particular word. This is also a googly ball. This is also googly ball. I accept it. Next question. Jane Goodall's contribution in studying primate behavior. Direct question from my notes. Direct question. He is the person who told, first of all, how the primates were being studied. Baboon is studied by whom? Chimpanzee is studied by whom? Gorilla is studied by whom? And what are the primate behaviors? Reproduction, grooming, dominance, submission behavior, social behavior, several other behaviors are there. Primate behavior. Expected question, compulsory question. Jane Goodall. Ember and Ember book. Critically evaluate the contesting theories of the emergence and dispersal of modern Homo sapiens. Modern Homo sapiens, how they evolved. Skupin's diagram, phylogenetic status. You have to write the Skupin's phylogenetic status. You have to mention about Skupin's phylogenetic status. Then modern Homo sapiens, how they evolved. Means you have to mention Australopithecines, Homo erectus, Neanderthal, Homo sapiens. Within Homo sapiens, there are three groups are there: Cro-Magnon, Grimaldi and Chancellidi. How they are different and how they got evolved into modern man. So the next stage. Direct question but indirectly tasked. But it's about the critically evaluate, lack of evidences, lack of strong evidences. Discuss Irving. This is simple question. Discuss Irving Goffman's concept of total institutions and its relevance in contemporary society. Total institutions. It is circled around total institutions. How there is social institution like marriage, family, kinship, religion. There are some institutions like total institutions. Means before coming into this institution, I will be having a free life. But when I join in this particular institution, my total life will be the institution. Like monk life, a Jain monk, his complete life will be in the institution. The total life will be in ashramas, in olden days in ashramas. When I enter into the man enter into the ashrama, his total life will be circled by the ashrama. He will not have any other life. So it is a complete social institution. A prison, if I go into the prison, the total life will be prison oriented. Concentration camps of Hitler. When the people are going into the concentration camps, they will stay there, they will live there, they will excrete there. Everything will be happening at one particular, that is called as total institution. Now there are some colleges, junior colleges, where they will be training for IIT, JEEs. It's like also like total institutions. Everything will be happening within that institutions. So that is called as total institution, and that The term has been coined by this particular Irving Goffman. So what are the examples I gave? This is the example. Third question, a 15 marker. Differentiate between lower Paleolithic culture and middle Paleolithic culture with suitable examples. Both are stone tools. Both are stone tools. Both hand axes is a major thing. Here chopping tools, cleavers, hand axes were been available. So what is the difference? Make a table. Make a table, lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, what evidences, where are the sites, what are the techniques used in lower Paleolithic, what are the techniques used in upper Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, yes. Examples means site names. And time period, geography. But it is lower Paleolithic culture and middle Paleolithic culture across the world. So give just a passing reference, middle Paleolithic in India and lower Paleolithic in India. Lower Paleolithic in India and middle Paleolithic in India. A single reference, but overall should be world lower Paleolithic and middle Paleolithic. Third, so here I want to tell you, if I will write exam, I will not write second answer. I will leave it in the choice. I decided. So this paper will be easy for those students who are very intelligent in choosing the questions. So first step success for anthropology in this paper will be towards those people who are making a decision, a wise decision in choosing writing answers of the questions. So second I will be omitting. So by omitting second, I am escaping this, Yes, third question, yes. Examine the impact of feminist movements on universality of marriage and family structure. Very easy question. 2.3 hai, 2.4 hai. Feminist movements is expected question directly in the syllabus of family, but he also asked about the marriage definition, family definition, universality of marriage, universality of family structure, what is feminist movement, what are the characteristics of feminist movements, impact, social impact, political impact, cultural impact and economical impact. Direct question. I will choose this third one. 20 marker. 3B is also easy. Critically examine the demographic and epidemiological consequences, rise in food production and sedentism. Epidemiology. My test series students who were been writing mains this time, I particularly emphasized go for epidemiological anthropology, read more because COVID-19 happened and it is not sure that they will ask only on COVID-19, they might ask on any question. Epidemiological anthropology questions were been 9.7 questions were been repeated more. Epidemiological anthropology questions were been repeated more. With rise in food production and sedentarism. Critically examine the demographic and epidemiological consequences with rise in food, how the change happened from communicable diseases to non-communicable diseases. Now again moving towards communicable diseases. The total epidemiological transition you have to write for this particular question. Third, elucidate Darwin, post-Darwinian theories of evolution resulting in the development of synthetic theory of evolution. Synthetic theory of evolution, Darwin's theory, Mendelian's theory, genetic biology, natural selection combined together to form synthetic theory of evolution. Dobzhansky, Huxley, Mayer, these are the three people who gave the synthetic theory of evolution. A, B, C is easy. I will write this. So first one is compulsory, then third one I am going to attempt from this particular section here. Easy, A, B, C is easy. A, B, C is easy. Fourth, I will not do this. Discuss various anthropological approaches to the study of personality and culture. Simple. CPS. Culture Personality School. How culture is influencing personality, how personality is influencing the culture. Discuss various anthropological approaches to the study of personality and culture. Culture influences personality, personality influences culture. And culture influences personality, personality influences culture, both vice versa. Ruth Benedict, I remember like this. Ruth Benedict, police constable, PC, personality influenced culture. Margaret Mead, CP, commissioner of police. So, police constable became commissioner of police, CP. Margaret Mead, commissioner became commissioner of police, means culture influenced personality. Abram Gardiner, Cora Du Bois, Ralph Linton, culture influenced personality, personality influenced culture, vice versa. You have to write about the 5 Anthropologist. Direct question from Culture Personality School. That is by 20 marker. That is by 20 marker. Total 5 anthropologists you mentioned. Direct question this is. Culture Personality School. Anthropological thought. Illustrate with examples the various types of locomotion patterns among the non-human patterns. Chimpanzee diagrams. Orangutan diagram. Baboon diagram. Non-human primates. Lower primates, lesser primates, greater apes. Or lesser apes, greater apes. Chimpanzee, gorilla, how their locomotion pattern is there. Knuckle walking, quadrupedalism. That you have to mention with diagrams. One diagram is enough, 15 marker. Just comparatively one human diagram. How he is in erect posture, why they are not in erect posture. Make a diagram. Non-human primates, human primates. At the last, just fatafat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Value addition. But answer to the question. Chimpanzee, orangutan, gorilla. How their locomotion is there. How humans are there. Why their locomotion is there. Draw some diagrams to the question. 4b. Easy. Expected question. 1.5. How is the construct of power? That is the reason. If I don't know this answer, if I am little bit hesitant to write this answer, I will not write this answer. Because of this, I told in section A, I am going to write 1 and 3. How is the construct of power linked to the notion of conspicuous consumption and its impact on distributive justice? How? How is the construct of power linked to the notion of conspicuous consumption and its impact of distributive? Portland system. Centralized system, everything will come to the central, again it will be distributing among them. Economic systems depends upon the power in simple societies. How the power is there, in the same way the economic systems will be there. That is what he is asking about. Potlatch is one example. Fifth, racism and eugenics. I gave most important questions for the mains this time. I remember I separately gave racism, I separately gave eugenics also. The most expected questions of 2020 separately I gave in my Telegram channels. These questions are there. Racism, you can cross check it. Racism and eugenics. Yes. What eugenics will do? I will determine what type of next generation I want. I want a fair child, so I will design such that my child will be fair. Racism. Eugenics is promoting a form of social inequality, a form of economical inequality, a form of genetical inequality. Racism. You know, eugenics is created by whom? At the time of Nazism, it was, for the first time it was been made, it was been in the times of Nazis to promote their Aryans, to promote their Germans. That example you can write. Genetic drift, very important. Causes and changes which bring down the frequency, 9.3, direct question. 6 will be there, mutation, inbreeding, selection, genetic drift, isolation, migration. In this one is genetic drift. Because of chance, the people will be mating among the population. There will be two effects in genetic drift. One is founder's effect, other is bottleneck effect. Direct question this is. Because of which the homozygosity will be increasing. 9.3. So what happens, you know, this UPSC played a psychological game. That's why the students are thinking the questions are tough. No. First, opening the question paper, we are been seeing through the first culture, the first question. Natufian culture. So because of which, I thought, what is this psychologically out? No. See the fifth question, how much easy it is. Then ethics and genetic engineering, yes, ethics and genetic engineering, whether we are going against the nature in having genetical engineering. When we are going against nature means we are not following ethics, we are being unethical. That is the question about. Applications. Synesthene. The man will look, the man age is young but he will be looking like old. His cells will become old. His molecules will become old. Synesthene. What are the factors? Synesthene is everything. Definition of synesthene. What are the factors responsible for synesthene? How the population difference is there in sub-Saharan Africa and in West European countries or in Japan. Synesthene. 5 questions are easy. Secular trend in human growth can be positive, negative or neutral. Simple, you know. Secular trend in human growth is nothing but a static growth. If you know this meaning, no, you will write everything. A static growth. So how the growth patterns is there? If it is positive, negative or neutral. In Western European countries, if you see the growth pattern, it will be statically positive. If you see Sub-Saharan African, their growth will be statically lowering. Menarche, menopause, reproductive system, fertility, sterility, yes, these all things. We have to mention about all these things. Childhood to maturity to the senescence, how the growth pattern is there, secular trend in human growth. Describe the impact of infectious disease on indigenous population, COVID-19. I gave snippets, lot of examples are there. Put example, 15 marks. Infectious disease on indigenous people. Take the best example of COVID-19. Apart from COVID-19, there are a lot of examples from African populations. How they stopped also. How many numerical aberrations in sex chromosomes lead to genetic disorders? Numerical aberrations. Chromosomal aberrations are 2, autosomal chromosomal aberration, numerical chromosomal aberration, structural chromosomal aberration, numerical chromosomal aberration. Within the numerical chromosomal aberration, autosomal numerical chromosomal aberration and sexual numerical chromosomal aberration. The same, how many numerical aberrations in sex chromosomes lead to genetic disorders? Chromosomal aberrations, structural chromosomal aberrations, numerical chromosomal aberrations. Numerical chromosomal aberrations, autosomal numerical chromosomal aberration, sexual numerical chromosomal aberration. Numerical chromosomal aberration, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, super male, super female, pseudohermaphrodite, gynandromorph. Write all those things. Genetic disorders, yes. Direct question, I will write this. But the mandatory is you should know that secular trend in human growth means a static growth. If you know that word. Explain how variations in language usage is related to social inequality. Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. Explain how variations in language usage is related to social inequality. Best example I will tell you. Based upon the language we will determine, oh, this person is using this dialect language, so he might be from this particular area. So social inequality starts. Yes, language is also criteria. Lot of examples we have. Social context of language use, where ing is used by the white man, black man is not using ing, he is using only in. Unit number 7, language and communication. Describe the biocultural responses to extreme climatic events. Hot, cold, high altitude. 1, 2, 3, finish. You will be having 3 pages. 1 page hot, other page cold, other page high altitude. Biological adaptations, cultural adaptations. Direct question. Ecological anthropology. Ecological anthropology. How do marriage rules impact the gene pool of populations? Yes. Endogamy type of marriage. Endogamy type of marriage leads to what? Homozygosity. Consanguineous marriages leads to what? Homozygosity. Non-consanguineous leads to heterozygosity. Again, within the non-consanguineous there is positive assortative mating and negative assortative mating. So the recommendation is go with negative assortative mating of non-consanguineous marriages. Yes. Direct question. 820. How can synergizing the core branches of anthropology holistic reinvigorate the spirit of the discipline? Yes. Socio-cultural anthropology, linguistic anthropology, biological anthropology, archaeological anthropology. Again, redeveloping these branches will lead to development of the discipline of anthropology. Development of these individual branches means explaining these individual branches in contemporary scenario applications. Simple 1.3. In a posh language, he asked the question, that's it. How you write is important, the skill of writing is important for that question. What are the applications of human genomic research in human welfare? How this human genomic will be useful for human welfare, like human genome project. CRISPR, which is in news. You can add the CRISPR also. If any genetic abnormality is there, we can cut that particular gene so that there will not be any genetical diseases. Gene therapy, 3-parent baby, this all. The new things which are happening in biotechnology, you have to add to it. How interpretation and presentation of data changed from classical to contemporary writings in anthropological tests. One in classical times, it was from my perspective, armchair anthropologist perspective, my view, my own imagination slowly led to, there is a change, shift. Field work started. From field work started, still my perspective, then field work, participant observation from people's perspective. Then finally what is from people's perspective, still we questioned the objectivity and we questioned the subjectivity and we want objectivity in postmodernism. So how this presentation has been changed in ethnographies. 8C, interpretation, data interpretation, presentation and analysis. Fieldwork traditions in anthropology, 8th unit. So, I explained you in detail. Now, which questions I will be attempting? Yes. Natufian culture, yes. Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, it is there. Human rights and cultural relativism, Victor Turner and liminality, Jane Goodall's contributions in studying primate behavior. Here I want to give you one concession. Whoever wrote the mains, don't worry about this. If you don't know, no one will know. So don't worry about it. These are expected questions. So this I will be writing. This I will be writing. Third I will be writing. You should also, this is the best way of writing. Third one, easy, feminist movements, epidemiological transition, expected questions, synthetic theory of evolution. Then again I will go for here. This is very easy. Racism and eugenics, genetic drift, experiential. Yes, I missed this, I think so. Experiential ethnography means field work, participating by the experience. If I am writing the ethnography, it is called as experiential ethnography, like Malnovisky. Malnovisky is a person known for the experiential ethnography. Yes, the ethics and genetic engineering, Senesin. Then I will be writing this one. Explain how variations in language use related to social inequality. Describe the biocultural responses to extreme climatic events. How do marriage rules impact the gene pool of population? Then how can synergizing the core branches? What are the applications of human genome research? How have interpretations and presentation of data changed from classical to contemporary writings in anthropological text? Is it not easy except that? See, these three are easy. This is easy. 5 easy, we expected questions. Fourth, leave it. Second one. Demography and epidemiology, feminist movement, Darwin. Here, in this, Natufian culture is a googly ball. So this is, by seeing this question, the people are judging, the students are judging. So only it's because of a Natufian, but no one know about this. And the next is Sapir-Whorf, human rights and cultural relativism. Liminality is 1 point, which is there. Victor Turner, in my value addition content, this particular point was in there. Jane Goodall's contribution in studying primates, primate behavior. So the total paper except the 10 marker Natufian culture, the 240 marks is easy. So this is my analysis of paper 1. Very soon I am coming with paper 2. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel.